Hi, I'm Dina from Inspira. I'm the owner of Inspira. I have today with me my partner, Master Steve Gooch, who's mastering in Reiki and Buddho, and he will give you all about him. But it's a great honor to be with such a great mentor and master in this field. I would like to welcome you all to this, and we will share lots of important information. Please don't miss this meeting. And Steve, I cannot really say everything about you because you have a very uh, deep CD. But you can share with us who you are.
Well, I don't know that I have a lot to say about me either, but I'll do my best. Yeah, I'm Steve. I teach Reiki here at Inspira. I've taught some amazing classes here, to be honest. I also teach mindfulness meditation. I've trained in the UK to provide mindfulness meditation within clinical settings as well as corporate settings, etc. So quite a high level mindfulness practice rather than just a spiritual development method. But the Reiki that I teach, which is what we're going to talk about largely today, um, is very much a spiritual development practice as well as being a hands-on energy healing discipline that you can use for maintaining your own well-being, whether that's physical issues or mental and emotional issues.
Steve, I have to tell you that I have been, yes, I'm the owner of Inspira, but at the same time, I have been working in corporate life for almost 28 years. And please, for all those people working in corporate, in companies, banks, please, it's really important to listen to this video. And there are a whole new world that can really change your life. We live in work under lots of stress, and we believe that this is why we are born or why we are meant to be. That's why it's great to understand and learn more about Reiki and meditation, and especially mindfulness meditation. And that's why I want to start with this.
Yeah.
And the question, see, that I am always asked, Reiki, this is energy. It's something that we don't touch. But for the people, especially working in corporate, they don't sense it, they don't see the benefit. But I wanted to highlight what is Reiki in the beginning and how everyone, even kids, can benefit from Reiki.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me.
Yeah, Reiki. Reiki is, first of all, I want to emphasize that it is a secular system. It is not at all attached to anybody's belief system or religion. It's a fully secular system.
Can you highlight what is secular?
Secular means that it's available to anybody. So it doesn't matter whether you're a Muslim or a Christian or a Hindu or a pagan, or it doesn't matter. Everybody can work with Reiki. So it doesn't have any conflicts with religion. I actually had a conversation with some of my students last night, in fact, who were asking exactly that question. Does it conflict with my religion? So I took them through about an hour's long conversation, explaining to me in detail why this does not conflict with their religion. And they were perfectly fine with this at the end of it. But let me just explain a little bit about what Reiki is. Reiki is firstly, it's a personal development practice. It's built on the practice of mindfulness meditation. Secondly, it is an energy healing discipline. Now, this energy, yes, it's invisible. You can't see it. It's not something you will see in front of you. It is an energy that you could say uh, is everywhere in the universe. Everything in the universe is made of this stuff. Science bears this out. Science would tell you that everything is made of energy. Even this table may look solid. It's not. It's a vibrating energy. Everything is made of energy. The system of Reiki accesses this very rarefied, subtle energy that we call the universal energy field, and it can be used to bring healing to people with mental and emotional problems, physical problems. And the way it does that is that it relaxes the body and helps to optimize the body's own natural healing mechanisms. Okay, so it's working with the body. It's not working against it. It's not doing something to the body. It's working with the body's own natural healing mechanisms. And it's a very powerful experience. I mean, I've seen some incredible healings going on as a consequence of the practice of Reiki. And it's actually just starting to get into healthcare settings in the West. There's a hospital just outside of London in a place called Tooting, where I think maybe 5 or 6 years ago they launched an experiment to bring 2 Reiki practitioners formally into that hospital setting. So they're employees of the hospital. And those 2 Reiki practitioners, their treatments were prescribed by the doctors. And it was written up in the patient's notes. So this is a formal part of their, healthcare. That was so successful that particular hospital is now employed another 6 Reiki practitioners. So now there's a team of 8. That won't be in a hospital, that's in a hospital. Now, that's not unique. That's the one I know about, but I'm sure there are similar examples to the US and Canada, Australia. It's starting to grow. It's having profound benefits for people, actually.
I have to mention this, and because we offered here several training courses, leadership, soft skills, and stuff like this, and ASMR. But at the same time, I have to say that the best and most successful courses were the Reiki. And I see the trend, okay, either people don't know anything about it or they are too much into it. And even doctors here in Egypt are starting in some diseases recommending people with suffering from cancer, for example. And I have seen with you a practical example of a manager working in a bank and who suffers from something like leukemia. And the level of leukemia had started when he started learning about Reiki, practicing Reiki, and it started decreasing. So several people are starting to know that Reiki can really heal physical pain.
Absolutely.
It doesn't replace doctors, but it's completing. And doctors are starting, the ones that are really up to date, are really now recommending that you go at a Reiki session.
Yeah, this is good.
Like, can you tell us more about the benefits on the emotional and physical level of Reiki?
Yeah, I mean, Reiki, as I said, if we talk about the physical level first, Reiki, as I said, is working to boost the body's own natural healing mechanisms. Yes, it's not working against the body. Reiki, basically, what it does is target the original cause of a problem. Now, sometimes that can mean that the symptoms will still be there for a period of time as that energy starts to work with the cause of the problem. Now, for instance, I'll give you an example. This is one that I teach in most of my classes. Let's say somebody comes to me as a Reiki practitioner and says, I'm really suffering from a really bad back. Yeah. Now, I might think that what I need to do is target his back problem, would put my hands on his back with the intention of getting rid of that physical pain. Now, what I don't know about this guy is that he has a really bad relationship with his boss at work. His boss is really giving him a hard time, giving him tough deadlines, on his case all of the time. That all boss, for this. Exactly. So that results in getting a lot of tension. So that tension builds up here into the shoulders. We all experience this. It starts up here. As time goes by, that tension travels down your back and you end up with a lower back pain. Now, you might think you've got a lower back pain. Actually, you haven't. What you've got is a problem in your relationship with your boss. You resolve that, and the back pain just sorts itself out. So what the energy does is target that relationship. It goes to the original cause. And what it does is help to modify and work on the way you relate to your boss, because you changing your relationship to your boss then changes in relationship to you. So that relationship becomes a much smoother relationship. The tension goes. There's no need for the back problem anymore. That's just one example. Obviously, there are things like cancer you mentioned,
Yes.
which, is a very terrible condition. So many suffer from this. They aren't using Reiki a lot in many parts of the world. I know they're doing this a lot in the US, where they're using Reiki to help reduce the pain of the results of the chemotherapy. After the chemotherapy treatment, it's a very painful experience. They are using Reiki to help reduce that pain. Reiki is very good at just reducing pain.
Okay.
It may not necessarily fix the problem.
This is very
Short to say, I'm going to be honest about that. Reiki does not always fix the problem, but it can profoundly influence the suffering when you're suffering from physical pain. A lot of people use it for this, just to get rid of that pain in their life. I use it on a daily basis. I mean, I suffer with arthritis in the base of my spine and in my left hip. Every day I use Reiki to relieve that pain, and it's amazing. I live a perfectly normal life. And by the way, doctors in the UK know I am never going to let you replace my hip. I have Reiki.
Yeah, this you don't believe it until you try it. Actually, Dana, I had the conversation yesterday actually with one of my friends. She's holding a key position in some place, and she was telling me it's hocus pocus. It's all in the mind. It's like this. You're saying Reiki, and no, she's not a believer. For Reiki to work, do you need to be a believer, and you need to believe in this?
No.
And then there is, you mentioned the part with the religion. It has nothing to do with what you believe in. That this is, but I really, and why I mentioned that I worked a lot, because I know the corporate people don't believe in this. When you try it, it actually works miracles. You can see it, you can sense it. Don't start judging things until you try at least to attend one course. And you will see it. But tell me about the hocus pocus. Did you ever hear the out the hocus? And do you really need to be a believer in energy in order to heal?
You don't. I mean, I had a guy, it was a French guy, came and attended one of my classes. Can't remember his name. Vincent was a French guy. He was an engineer. He attended one of my classes maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And I remember very clearly when he came on that class, I remember him saying to me, he said, look, I don't believe these things like Reiki, he said, but so many of my friends are into this. He said, I just wanted to find out for myself. That's why I'm on the class. Now, I have a lot of respect for that position, because he's coming to the system, to the class, skeptically. He's new. He doesn't believe, but at least he was prepared to put it to the test rather than just dismiss it. If you just dismiss it, well, you really don't know what you're talking about. You need to attend that class and let us try it.
Yeah.
And then make a decision for yourself. But I do think, I say this to many of my students, you should come to a class
Yes.
with skepticism. You should ask tough questions. You should get evidence. It may not be the sort of evidence that a scientist would agree with, but if it's evidence that works for you personally, then that's fine. But don't just dismiss it. At least, put it to the test. But ask the tough questions. Any good system, any good spiritual practice, as well as energy healing discipline or any other therapy, should be able to stand the test of tough questioning by those people taking class.
And what impresses me really in the class now, and especially in Egypt, that the variety of people that attend. Then you have pilots, fighters, actually,
Yeah.
and doctors, engineers, instructors, from every young people, students, from, some people are really like, you cannot say that Reiki is for this category.
Yeah.
It's for anyone. But it's very, you have done really great job, and people, the level of awareness about the benefits of Reiki is really increasing every day.
It seems, yeah.
Yes, but we really hope that we have a class on the 10th.
Yes, yeah.
And we're really welcoming everyone. We are looking forward to welcome everyone here at Inspira with because I was one of his first students, actually.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe it. And I was telling I was one. First thing I told him, I'm skeptical, but I'm coming to try, to see. And I was very judgmental. I caused him lots of trouble, but now I'm really fond of what he's teaching and the kind of heart that he has. One of the most beautiful souls that you can really meet in your life. الهاد believing in the right of human beings, of any kind of creatures. That he's really, it's worth, even if you don't attend Diki, it's worth to meet Steve Gooch. And he is someone, a very unique master, really, actually. And now that I want to move from Diki, I want to ask you about the mindful love step.
Before we get to that, I
Okay.
could just say a little bit about, because we could sort of cover the physical stuff, Reiki, but I wanted to just say a bit about mental and emotional healing. Okay, because this is really important in Reiki, and I will say that probably 70-80% of my students come to a class. Some of them just want to learn energy healing. Yes, that's what they want to do as a professional career or something. But a lot of them come because they do have mental and emotional issues of one kind or another. And Reiki is astonishing with dealing with these issues. I would say that's the real benefit of the practice. Yeah, it's great for dealing with physical issues as well, physical pain, etc. But, as human beings, we all suffer from all sorts of mental and emotional issues. I mean, that's true of everybody. It happens all of the time. And that is a hidden thing. You see someone on the street and you think that they're perfectly fine and they're perfectly normal. And actually, you don't know that that person has got a lot of issues, that they're suffering in some way. And that suffering can be extremely painful to them. Reiki is brilliant at dealing with these issues. It helps rebalance your whole outlook on life. And because we incorporate mindfulness meditation into that, that's a key part of the Reiki practice. Most people don't know that. I think it's just an energy meter thing. That's a very superficial understanding of Reiki. The deep part of it is the meditation practice. You combine that with the energy meter, and you've got an incredible system that really works on those mental and emotional issues. And I've seen it profoundly change people's lives. It has happened, and it doesn't happen every class, but it happens regularly where people have said to me that Reiki 1 class was the most pivotal moment of their life. And it happens over and over. It can fundamentally change the life. It's very.
You had my daughter, one of the youngest students, 14 years old, and I met her. And then all of my friends attended, and from different age groups, and each one had his own experience. I have to say, it's really, and when you mentioned about the traumas, we have collected traumas in Egypt. We had 2 revolutions, 1 COVID-19, and we can mention lots of things apart from the traumas that each of us has in his life. We all suffer. We all, but I know that you personally, when you had COVID-19, you supported your healing system and physical healing with
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, I did.
But if it can really work on
Well, for me, for me, I can only speak about. I can't say Reiki is a cure for this. But my experience was that Reiki supported me through that process for that week that I was feeling really rough, and it got me through it really quickly. And my experience of COVID was that it was not a very big deal. But I know there's a lot of people that even without Reiki, it's not a very big deal as well. So,
well, the government support. We are not certain that it can support when you.
it can certainly support you. Yeah, it certainly helped me through it a lot.
It's definitely worth trying. And then I really don't want to waste the subject about mindfulness. With it, limit mindfulness. I can talk to this about my friends working in companies, in places, men and women. Now, it's a trend worldwide to implement it in the biggest multinational organization. Why is that?
This subject, it sort of drives me nuts in this classroom because look, if you're in a corporate setting, you need to get into mindfulness. And I tell you why. You're in business, you want to make money, you want to see your profits go through the roof. That's why you insert mindfulness. And I'll explain this, yeah? So mindfulness, this practice of mindfulness, and what it does, and there is dozens of scientific papers to support this position. What mindfulness does is reduce work-related stress, which means your employees take less time off work, and they're also more productive at work, they're more focused. That means your productivity goes through the roof and you make more money. If you're about doing mindfulness with your employees, you're crazy. You are throwing money down the drain. You need to get into this.
You know what they understand most people about mindfulness when you ask them? They say, mindfulness meditation makes you relax. And it does. Yes, exactly. But it also increases your concentration level, your awareness, your presence. And this is what makes employees more efficient. But it's not about sleeping and relaxing because lots of people think meditation, yeah, let's go to sleep. I won't let my employees. No, it's on the other way. It reduces the stress level and then it increases the concentration, but it increases the efficiency and profitability.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, meditation, mindfulness, yeah, you do get relaxed during that meditation practice, but actually it's quite hard work. You're alert, you're focused throughout the whole of that practice, and you're alert and focused when you finish it 10 or 20, 30 minutes later.
alert and focused.
Alert and focused.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, and you just got to look at Google, Facebook, Deutsche Bank, Nike, HSBC, the British government, the US Marines, the British Army. They're all using mindfulness. Why? Because it increases that ability to stay focused on task. It increases alertness. It reduces the time people take off work because it reduces work-related stress on a daily basis. Profoundly, it reduces that. People are finding that the mindfulness meditation is making a profound difference to their organization, whether it's in the military, or whether it's a corporate setting, whether it's in schools or hospitals or in government departments. I mean, I was talking to you before we started this interview about the wellness industry in general.
Yes.
We all know that the pharmaceutical industry is massive globally. The wellness industry is actually 3 times the size of the global pharmaceutical industry. And within that, for a very long period of time, yoga was the dominant wellness practice. And it outstrips everything. It's still a very big practice. In the last 5 or 6 years, mindfulness has just rocketed straight past yoga. It dominates the wellness industry globally now. In the United States, I think it was in 2017, meditation in general, not just mindfulness, but meditation in general, was worth something like $9 billion. Yeah.
Wow.
They're projecting that mindfulness on its own by 2030 will be worth something like $35 billion. That's a fragment of the larger meditation practice. Mindfulness is just dominating everything. And some people call it the mind's gym. We're all used to going to the gym to keep our physical body fit. Mindfulness is becoming the mind's gym. We need to work on the mind. The mind is kept healthy as well.
Thank you, Steve, for enlightening us like this. And I hope, Didi, you listen to all the video. And it's worth really coming to a class of Reiki and seeing and discovering about this world of energy and how you can benefit yourself and your family and all the people around you. And it's also worth to ask Steve more about mindfulness meditation and how can it can help increase the quality of your life. I'm so honored to welcome you at Inspira, and we are really looking forward to this class. You can join in, invite your friends, your family members, your kids. Everyone is welcome here. We promise you a great service, and we promise you also a great knowledge, a great healing power with Pastor Steve Gooch.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.